Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This video, I'm going to be showing you two different attacks. The first one was a fail, and it was failure because of the tornado trap, so you'll see that. And the second one is going to be a hit on a very similar base, but I end up getting the 3-star in the very next war. So do you want to check that out? Let's tune in. All right, welcome back. So what we're going to be looking at is this base right here. This was the first attack. So this is the one that I get the 1-star, and it's because of this air defense and the tornado trap that is right here protecting the town hall. Remember, these attacks are all fresh, so I don't know where any traps or what the CC is. So what I decided to do in this base is I wanted to take the blimp with a CC of a Electron, and it has Electro Dragon in it, and then you can see I do have 2 clones. I only had the Electron, the E-Drag, because I did not want to clone the balloons. I wanted to send this blimp into this section of the base so it can remove the queen and remove all of that, but I felt that if I were to send it down here, I wouldn't get as much value because I can haste these balloons into here and take this out. But you'll find out in the second attack that's exactly what I do, and it ended up changing the raid and getting it done. And what I wanted to do on this base was send my heroes. This was the killer that failed the raid. So my queen and then my king and queen both went up here. I wanted my queen to be responsible for removing all of this, right? I wanted her to be able to get both of these air defenses right here. As you can see, the queen can reach this air defense because it is just the 3 tile, so 1, 2, 3, and then it's touching that 3rd tile, so you can reach it. You'll see in the second one, it is 1 tile further away, like this. The air defense is like this right here, and then the queen cannot reach it, so I do a little different strategy on the base. So I wanted to grab this air defense, right? But the queen, there's a tornado trap right here, which then ended up sucking the queen back as she was trying to walk this way and pick off all of this, but she was stuck right in this area. So that'll be very interesting to take a look at. And I want to point that out, that is the reason why it failed, because my lavas ended up flying all the way across the base, ended up pulling the queen all the way across, and it was not good. So what I decided to do here was drop the boulders to remove a little bit of a funnel, drop a balloon to test because I wanted the baby dragon to remove all that. Then I did drop a balloon here to pull the CC. I had no idea what it was, so it was just a baby dragon, and then there was also a lava in the CC. And so then, since I got this funnel created here, I got this funnel created here, I dropped the king, and then I find a Tesla farm, and he's going to run this way, and he's going to then actually be able to take a lot out of these Teslas right here. So the queen's going to step up, and she's going to be responsible for removing this air defense, this archer tower. She's going to continue to that storage. But look at this, right? This, I couldn't believe this, that this CC can be triggered by the queen. And you're going to ask yourself, how? How is the queen going to trigger that, right? And so then I'm going to pop her ability and get ready. And out comes the CC, boom, barely. And then here's the tornado trap. This is the reason why I failed on this attack. So you'll go ahead and let's do ×2 or ×1/2. You can see the queen, she's stuck. She's trying to get to these defenses, but this tornado trap is keeping her in this section right here, and she literally cannot move to grab that air defense, and I didn't realize that all that happened, and I was already starting my Lalo over here. So I ended up dropping the haste right here, and I did 3 balloons right here onto this, and then I did, so that was 3, and then I did 2 loons here so that they can then meet up here and then take out this air defense no problem. So that's what I did down there. I did not even see that this tornado trap caused my queen to fail, and so then I started my Lalo already, thinking that this air defense was down. If I knew that this was still up, I would have tried to address it to keep the lavas in here. I was already paying attention. I thought there was no way that she was not going to grab it, especially with her ability. But then lo and behold, later in the raid, she does not get it. Well, she didn't get it down and caused these lavas to fly across. So this lava in particular drew the queen's attention. So in comes the blimp. I wanted to clone the blimp here and strictly just clone the Electro Dragon so the Electro Dragons can then kill the enemy queen. But look at all these lava hounds. They're flying all the way across the base. They were supposed to stall up in this area. And then the balloons end up running around this way, and then I send some back-end balloons realizing that this is still up because I had some left over. and then they ended up taking this out, but I did not have enough to get that town hall down, and then Electro Dragons go around, and the queen ends up staying up in this raid, and not pretty. I end up getting the 1 star in this one. So we're going to take a look at the next base, and you're going to see that it's pretty similar, almost identical with a few different changes, and you'll see what I do to get that 3 star, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at that base. Okay, so here is the base. As you can see, it is a little different, but it's pretty much almost identical. The difference here is this positioning of this air defense. So you can see the air defense is right here. Remember, the other one was 1 tile further, meaning my queen can then reach it. But in this case, the queen, she cannot reach that, and she cannot reach that. It's too far away. If each one of these were 1 tile further this way, then the queen can clear it. But it's too far away. The queen can't grab that. So then what I decided to do, well, okay, what do I want to do? I want to actually drop the blimp into this area. So that's what I do. I drop the blimp into this area to get the queen, right? So that's my objective, is to go like this. So fly into this area and then pop right over here with the clone and the rage, right? And I also had the poison. I did not know what's in the CC. So I also dropped 1 balloon right here so they can tank for the air shots as this blimp is moving in, and it'll tank for 3 air shots. And the blimp can make its way in. I could have actually dropped 1 more balloon to test for a Seeking Air Mine, which there actually was. So I wanted to initially send the blimp into here and remove the queen, all of this, right? That was my plan. And then I was also going to send my heroes up here to remove this whole section right here. Like, I wanted to remove all of this. But what happens is, if I were to remove this, right, and then what's remaining in the base? This is remaining portion of the base, right? So if I then remove this portion with the heroes, right, that's all I actually ended up removing. I wanted to get all this. What would have happened is I would have had all of this to fight with, right, to go through the base just like this. But I end up taking out a lot more value. So let's go ahead and take a look at the replay here, and I'll definitely, let's see if we pause it at 1/2. I also do in the very, very beginning is this bowler and this minion, right? So this minion is dropped here to make sure I grab that down, because I did not want for my king to go this way and around, right? I wanted my king to go this way and into the base, but there were some Teslas in this area, which I kind of expected from the previous hit the other day, and the king ends up running this way, right? And so I then drop a bowler here to create a little bit of a funnel to keep the king down here. Just, I was like wondering if this could keep the king down. So the king went here and the queen went over here as well to pick off all of this. So that's all going, but I don't drop my heroes first. I drop the blimp, right? So the blimp is going to go down next, right? So that's creating its funnel. It's doing its job. And now in comes the blimp, right? So here comes the blimp, right? The blimp is down. It went down first, and then the balloon goes down next because it's in range of this air defense. So now you can see there's 1 shot, there's 2 shots, and then there's 3 shots. So by the time the balloon is down, this air defense is not hit the blimp yet, but the Seeking Air Mine did. So I should have actually dropped that balloon first to try to see if it could absorb that. Then out comes the balloons, and then the Electro Dragon, right? So I did end up wanting to take balloons in my CC because I was flying over an air defense, and I wanted the air defense to, the balloons to take out the air defense and all the other defensive buildings around it to make sure. And it also can distract the queen and any of the CC while it's going through. So it's really just kind of a preference of what you want. Either take no balloons so you can clone the electric dragon, or you take just the balloons in it so you can clone the balloons. So the Electro Dragon takes out the dragon, the baby dragon, and then as this is all going through, I then drop the king and queen up here, right? So now they're going up, and then these balloons end up actually taking out way more value than I thought was going to happen. And look at that. They take out the multi-target Inferno and that mortar. So then the king, he's going to run this way, right? And the queen, I wanted her to remove this, right? She can because it's in her range. But she's going to have to pop her ability, and she's not going to make it through all that, right? So she pops her ability. She takes down the single target Inferno. King pops his ability, and now I start the Lalo. So I'm going this way across the base, and this part I was a little worried about, right? So I was worried that if I dropped my Warden, so you guys might not know this, but it happens to me a lot and causes a failure in like farming raids when I do it, is if I have your hero move this way and he's going to follow under the warden. Like if you have the hero going here and the warden then's on top trying to protect these loons, sometimes these loons are going to outpace the warden, and the warden's like, oh, I'm going to stick with your king, and he's going to walk all the way around. The warden will stay on the outside. So I saw that the king was approaching where I wanted to drop the warden, so then I was like, okay, well, you know what? I don't want the warden by the king. I'm going to drop balloons up here to go this way, and I'm going to drop the warden over here. So this was kind of a change on the fly, and it was a little risky because you can see this warden start to outpace these balloons here. So if there was a Seeking Air Mine like right here, he would have been hit. But there was a Seeking Air Mine like right here, which the balloons ended up soaking up, right? So here goes, boom, there's a Seeking Air Mine right there. But look, I kind of expected there to be a tornado trap right there. So in comes the tornado trap, but the town hall is frozen. So they're spinning around, spinning around, spinning around, right? So they're going around, but while that's all happening, I dropped a lava hound from this side to get them going to remove this section. So in goes the balloons. I then pop the warden ability, and they're protected over this town hall. This lava is flying across the base just like that. Some of these balloons are going to get hit by the splash damage and go down from it. And now it's just a matter of the balloons making their way through the middle of the space. Have some back end balloons here. This single target doesn't go down from those balloons, but it barely has any health left from the balloon there. It can get taken down pretty easily. And look at this E-Dreg. This E-Dreg is still up from the initial beginning part of the raid. I did not expect that to still be up. He doesn't have too much health left, but look, he's going to be able to zap this, do more damage, and take out the sweeper, right? And look at that. Bam! Takes out the sweeper, and then he's going to get picked off by the Grand Warden right there. And look at that. Just moving the way through the rest of the space. Didn't have too much cleanup, but this lava did protect these balloons moving through, and then it will end up popping over the single target Inferno. And so you can see the change that I did from the failure to actually being able to get the 3-star in the very next war on our, I believe, our third match of CWL for the new update that Supercell has released. So that was very interesting to actually kind of watch and see to make sure we got that 3-star. Definitely was hyped. Definitely was nerve-wracking because it's a fresh hit, right? You can't clean it up. You have no choice but to either get the all off with a 3-star or sometimes gets the 1. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed that video, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you know when I do upload videos. So, and you guys can post your comments down below what you thought of this video or any video that you do like on my channel, and I'll do my best to get to the comments and answer your questions because I love doing that. But yeah, that's going to wrap up this video here today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Carbonfin signing out. Peace.